A teenage genius under a storm of expectation, Lamine Yamal walks a tightrope between brilliance and scrutiny. At 18 years old, he has already lit up Camp Nou and earned a place in La Roja, a meteoric rise that prompts both wonder and worry. Spain coach Luis de la Fuente words arrive like both praise and a warning. Talent alone will not be enough. Sacrifice, focus and maturity must follow. This international break, with crucial World Cup qualifiers on the horizon against Bulgaria and Turkey, will be the first stress test of a career that many are already calling inevitable. Behind the goals and dazzling runs lies a human being facing relentless headlines about late-night celebrations, social pressures and the magnifying lens of modern football media. Those headlines have swollen into a narrative that threatens to distract a young player still learning the contours of fame. De la Fuente has defended him publicly, insisting that Yamal's intelligence and dedication in training are real, that he can learn and grow, but also that the margin for error is narrowing. Inside national team sessions, there is a delicate balance to maintain. Protect the talent, integrate the personality, and avoid turning promise into a cautionary tale. Meanwhile, at club level, Barcelona are watching closely. A single lapse off the pitch could skew a development path that has been carefully managed since his earliest days in La Masia. The dressing room dynamic adds another layer. Players like Nico Williams, who hovered near a Barcelona move this summer but ultimately did not join, serve as reminders that transfers, timing and club strategy shape how young careers unfold. And they can create awkward locker room narratives that managers must manage with sensitivity. At 18, Yamal is old enough to feel the media's sting but young enough that mistakes will be amplified beyond their proportion. The coach's message is simple yet stern. The raw genius must be married to work ethic and self-control. If he answers that call, Spain gain a cutting-edge winger who can alter games at the highest level. Barcelona keep a generational talent whose trajectory could define their next era. If he does not, the same headlines that lifted him could become the ones that weigh him down. This story is not only about one player's choices, it is a reflection of modern football's ecosystem where social media, celebrity culture and competitive pressure converge into a single, unforgiving spotlight. For fans, it is a test of patience, to celebrate the magic without accelerating maturity, to demand excellence without forgetting the human learning curve. For coaches and clubs, it is a logistical puzzle. How to protect, how to discipline, and how to accelerate growth without breaking the fragile chemistry that makes prodigies prodigies. In practical terms, the coming international window will reveal much: how De La Fuente frames Yamal in press conferences, how he uses him in systems against Bulgaria and Turkey, whether minutes are managed carefully or thrown to the fire, and how Barcelona responds when their schedule resumes. Small decisions now, a substitution, a media guidelines meeting, a stern conversation in the corridor can ripple for seasons. Look for the quieter signals. His body language in training, whether he accepts tactical instructions, who he consults in the dressing room, and how he responds when mistakes happen. These micro moments will judge whether raw speed and skill evolve into a dependable international weapon. This is not a timeline that needs a single perfect week. It is a long experiment where consistency, resilience and guidance determine outcome. Yet the stakes are real. World Cup qualification is at stake, domestic momentum matters, and the long arc of a player's career, whether it becomes a decade of dominance or a cautionary footnote, is being sketched in real time. Lamine Yamal's story will tell us as much about him as about how modern football treats its youngest stars. Expect emotion and controversy, but above all, expect a pivotal chapter that could define Spanish and Barcelona football for years to come.